Good morning, YouTube family. How y'all doing today? I want to talk to you guys about credit cards. I want to talk to you guys about credit card delinquency because Fox Business reported just the other day how credit card delinquencies surge as Americans battle high inflation interest rates. So real quick, just let me know, drop a comment down below. Are you struggling with credit card debt? Are you behind on your credit card payments? Have you had any adverse response and reactions from your credit card companies that canceled your cards because you couldn't pay it? Is inflation causing any grief and heartache and hardship for you, as well as interest rates? Have you seen a spike in interest rates that are impacting your ability to repay? Just kind of curious, because it says more Americans falling behind on their credit card payments. And hey, and if you happen to not be in America or not American, then maybe make that known as well. Let's see if we can get a collective global opinion on these credit card challenges that folks are facing in this great wealth transfer. That is it's a worldwide global wealth transfer. If you haven't seen my most recent video, please go check it out. A lot of telling information there, and hints and suggestions at what they have been planning and preparing all along that they're executing on right now. And a lot of it has to do with healthcare as well. And now a growing number of Americans are falling behind on their monthly credit card payments as they continue to battle high inflation and interest rates. And this is according to new data published by the Federal Reserve Bank of Philadelphia. All stages of credit card delinquency, 30, 60, and 90 days past due, rose during the third quarter of 2023, surpassing pre-pandemic levels for the first time, and delinquency rates are now approaching the highest level since 2012. The researchers found that 2.21% of credit card balances were 60 days late during the 3 months period from July to September, up from 1.93% during the same period in 2019. And at the same time, 3.19% of credit card balances were 30 days late, while 1.52% were in serious delinquency of 90 days or more. Now, I do have several goals here on this channel, and they include to inform, educate, and entertain. Now, with that being said, I want to make sure that I'm executing on these at the highest level. So to do that, I need to know what you guys need. And if you only want the truth, that's perfectly fine. I will deliver. But if you also want help and additional information and suggestive tips and tricks and strategies to improve in any area or any way possible, especially with this video topic being credit card balances and credit card payments and the inability to pay and credit scores and how they will have an impact on you, then by all means let me know so I can continue to curate this content for you guys. Now, it says that greater consumer fragility is also evident in payment behavior, with a growing share of consumers revolving all or some portion of their cycle end balance. And as a result, the spike in delinquencies, banks are granting fewer credit line increases and reducing credit lines more frequently. So if you are relying on this credit card, but also aren't paying on this credit card, then it probably will not be there as the fallback safety net that you had banked on when you need it in the future. So just a heads up, just a forewarning. And it says that as a result of the spike in delinquencies, banks are granting fewer credit line increases and reducing credit lines more frequently. So banks are cutting, chopping, reducing, eliminating credit lines more frequently. And the rise in credit card usage and debt is particularly concerning because interest rates are astronomically high right now. Like, if you agree, they are astronomically high right now. The average credit card annual percentage rate, or APR, hit a new record of 20.72% last week, According to Bankrate data that goes back to 1985, the previous record was only 19% in 1991. Crazy. And if people are carrying debt to compensate for steeper prices, they could end up paying more for items in the long run. For instance, if you owe $5,000 in debt, which the average American does, current APR levels would mean it would take about 279 months and $8,124 to pay it off. Hey, come on. And that's not including the $5,000 charged. That is only $8,124 in interest to pay off the debt, making only the minimum payments. So you would then end up spending over $13,000 in 279 months for a $5,000 charge. Think about that. Let that sink in. And that's assuming interest rates don't climb higher between now and then. That's the worst part about credit cards, is they're not a fixed interest rate, and they do fluctuate, they do change, and they typically do only go up. The rise in balances comes this way amid the Federal Reserve's aggressive interest rate hike campaign as it tries to crush stubborn inflation and cool the economy. Although inflation has cooled considerably in recent months, it remains up 3.7% compared with the same time 1 year ago, according to the most recent Labor Department data. And the inflation spike has created severe financial pressures for most U.S. households, which are forced to pay more for everyday necessities like food and rent. The burden is disproportionately borne by low-income Americans whose already stretched paychecks are heavily affected by price fluctuations. So this is somewhat of just a subtle reminder, I think, of what we already knew, and perhaps maybe insight, alert, and warning of what's to come, and that is that it's only going to get worse. However, like I said, if you guys want additional information on ways to help solve this problem and free yourself from debt, then by all means feel free to reach out, let me know. I don't want to sit here and present you guys with a ridiculous course or program or anything like that, because honestly this information is readily available. It's 100% free, and I can share it with you. It's really not a big deal. The biggest thing about it is taking that information that is widely known, gaining access to it, but then figuring out the best way for it to work with and align with your personal situation for improvement, which is a really strange situation to be in. It's like, well, if folks are struggling financially, why would you make a video about them struggling financially to offer a product to them to buy, to help them improve their financial struggle, when obviously they can't afford it to begin with? Good question. So for those channels that do that, more power to them. And they're not actually helping the situation, they're actually perpetuating the cycle. And unfortunately, some people don't know any better, and they don't know what they don't know, and they are their own worst enemy. And instead, they really need someone reaching out, trying to help, trying to be genuine, trying to literally just do a good thing. So yeah, that's all I'm trying to do, guys. That's it. And the reason why is because I feel as though a lot of you guys are really good people, and I like really good people. Appreciate you. Smash that like button, subscribe, and I'll see you guys on the next one.
I can tell you my problems, meditating my silence, but I keep pushing my pen, rotating my stylus. Brokenness feeling like sin, now no breath, low dollar. Used to be left on red, now all the girls go holler. Now all the girls go follow. All the fake